Hey Cancer, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and give you a reading for the first portion of June 2019. Show me energy present for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cancer, please. Cancer. Water sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cancer energy, please. Cancerian energy. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, June 2019. Show me energy present for Cancer, please. So you have the Page of Cups here. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. You have the Page of Cups. Oftentimes the Page of Cups talks about communication. It talks about friendly advances, connecting to people that we feel comfortable with, making friends. It can talk about somebody creating the space to come forth with apologies and communication. Here, though, in this card, it feels like somebody is drowning in their emotions regarding a situation, being very frustrated into a situation. This does not look happy. There's no joy in this. There's anxiety and frustration. It feels like somebody's basically drowning in their emotions. You have the Four of Cups. So this is holding off on a decision, not wanting to create communication. This may be hearing an apology from somebody and no longer wanting to go further with them. It may be also, though, what you need to get out of the pain that you've been in, Cancer. If this is dealing for you, if this resonates for you, then it's for you. If it does not resonate with anything in your life, it's not for you. I get a lot of people very confused about readings, general readings on YouTube. And, you know, these are general readings. These are picking up on energies for thousands of people. If, you know, your husband is the ideal husband, why are you here? My readings don't go within fluff, and they also don't go within like giving you sugar plums and fairy goodness just for the sake of it. Like, if I see bullshit, I'm gonna call bullshit, okay? And it feels like somebody here is either you've received communication from somebody or you've been drowning in your situation regarding somebody that may have not accepted an offer with you or not connected with you. Either way, that wallowing, I feel, is enough. It has to end here. Show me more for Cancer. So you have the Four of Pentacles with the Lovers here. In this situation, it's like we're holding on to either somebody that we may have been in a connection with. We're holding on to the idea of somebody. It's stagnant, it feels. It feels that things are not moving, and it feels like we're wallowing in a situation. I don't know if somebody's left you, Cancer, and you are shell-shocked by that. I don't know if somebody ghosted you and you're shell-shocked by that. But it feels like the energy here is very desolate, very dire, very exhausted, anxiety-ridden, and it's like there's no stopping it. It's like we're just stuck in that. It's like we're sick. It's like a sick energy where we're just stuck in this heavy stagnation regarding somebody that we felt was everything. Show me more. So you have the Eight of Swords and the Sun. Eight of Swords talks about basically creating storylines in our head. And that's easy to do when we don't have all of the information from somebody. The Eight of Swords essentially indicates energy where we are stagnant in our mind, where we're not being sometimes honest with ourselves, with the truth that's been presented to us. We could have held on to the idea of somebody hoping that they were the right person for us, yet it's not the right person, or it was the right person for us to experience this with, as far as like not experiencing this again in your life. I hope that makes sense. Like, you experience this type of energy with somebody, so you know what you don't want to go into in the future, or you know where you don't want to create illusions in regard to building somebody up and putting them on a pedestal and creating all of these things about them, when the truth is they may not be that way at all. With the sun here in this particular card, it's interesting because this room is very, very dark. And we have the sun. We've pulled open the curtain to let the sun in. And I feel that that's what needs to happen now. We need to pull open the curtain to let the sun in. We need to let decay stop. We need to allow ourselves to not wallow and frustrate in this. We need to be open about the truth regarding a person, whether they've left us, ghosted us. We are completely shell-shocked by whatever information it is that they've shared with us or not shared with us. If we're devastated because somebody has left us and never even cared, it's time to let that go. It's time to not hold on to that energy for this person any longer. It's time to not create stories of woulda, coulda, shoulda, or maybe I could have done this, because it feels like somebody here is chained to their ideas. They are roped in. The Eight of Swords, often in the most tarot decks, you have somebody who's standing amongst a bunch of swords, thoughts. Swords represent thoughts, and they're just standing among them. They have a blindfold. They usually have a little bit of, gauze or, etheric paper around them. It's something that you can break easily if you chose to step away from it. Here, we have physical ties to all of these thoughts. It's like somebody is blindfolded and they are truly just in their mind about this. They cannot leave. The moon is in the background representing energy where we are uncertain about the direction that we're supposed to go in. We don't know how to get out of this energy for healing. This can be self-deceptive energy, or it also can be talking about having dealt with a fair level of deception. You have here too, this person, I feel that this is a person standing on ice. Look at the background. It looks like there's water here, and it looks like there's icebergs in the background. There's a lot of that type of energy in this deck for some reason. I don't know why I picked this deck. I picked it earlier for somebody else, but I was like, no, you should keep using this. It feels like somebody is iced out, but also just completely numb to their feelings. It's like they don't know how to discern their emotions from their thoughts. They keep cycling through frustration. They keep worrying about if this person will come back, or how could I have done this better? I almost feel with this person that you may have been dealing with, it's almost as if they were so similar but so different from you that it's like it felt like it was magic, and it may not have ended up that way. So let's go ahead and clarify these cards. Show me the Page of Cups for Cancer. You have the Queen of Swords here, Cancer, for the Page of Cups. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Very interesting that those pop out together now. The Page of Cups dealing with the Queen of Swords. You could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I feel here, though, that this is an energy where we need to get very clear about what we've been experiencing. If this is somebody who is bringing you truth, it's the information that you have to basically deal with that is going to make or break a situation. If somebody's iced you out, it's like you have to get in your space now where you only accept information that's going to be healing for you. It's going to help you out of this situation. The Queen of Swords here also is talking to me about having a absolute in-depth, honest self appreciating look at this situation to pull us out of ourselves. This is talking about becoming, I feel that this is talking about mastering both of these energies. I'm just going to pull these here. Absolutely. And the death card at the bottom underneath. This is talking about mastering. What I'm feeling is this is mastery of the emotional self with the analytical self, the logical self, especially in regard to emotions. Whatever is going on here, I feel that somebody is so deeply entrenched in their emotions, they're drowning, and it's causing problems in their life, emotionally, in work potentially. We're drowning. It's not healthy. You know, the Queen of Swords talks about communication that is honest. It's a compassionate energy. And it's not surprising that she comes up for the Page of Cups. It's like we have this energy where somebody is completely drowning in their emotions, frustrated, anxiety-ridden, not being able to sleep, eat. It's painful energy. It's emotional disruption. Here, we have to have compassion about things, look at things for the truth of them, even if we're not in communication with somebody. We have to be in communication with ourselves. It's looking at the truth of a matter and being very blunt and honest in how you want to get out of it. Here, I feel that this is an indication here where we, with this King of Swords, where we, you know, look at a situation for what it is in its truth and entirety and release it. It's talking about not getting stuck in our emotions regarding something, Cancer. And for the death card to be at the bottom of that is definitely important. You know, this is Scorpio energy, but it's talking about coming to that understanding, coming to the realization that I cannot function this way anymore in my life. I cannot be ruled by this energy anymore in my life. I must release this because it is causing a multitude of downward spiraling in my life in different ways and aspects. It's being very honest with yourself, and that can be very painful, especially for Cancer. You guys are incredibly emotional creatures, and you're beautiful, and when people hurt you, it goes deep. It goes deep, like it goes crazy deep, like crazy making you get bonkers, like it's an assault on all of the senses. And this is now talking about looking at that, recognizing it, and letting it go, being free from that energy because it dictates your energy. It dictates your future. This is being held up by somebody who is either not in your life or does not care. And I know the connection may have felt very strong, and it's like you're holding on to this connection, but it's not healthy. Show me the Four of Cups for Cancer. So for the Four of Cups, you have the Two of Swords here. This is stagnation. It's stalemate energy. If you've been left by somebody and they ghosted you and just never talked to you again, that's a shock. I feel like somebody's shocked here. At the bottom of the deck for that, you have the Seven of Pentacles. You know, look at this whole situation in truth for what it is. If this fits your situation, then it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you look at the whole situation for what it has given you, as painful as it may be very honest with yourself. Do people that love you genuinely, will they ghost you? Will they just evaporate from your life? Do they treat you with little regard? And if they do, why are we holding on? Why are we holding on to this? What is the depth within why we're holding on to this person? A lot of the times we can have incredibly deep connections with people. Lover's card also is a sign of Gemini as well. Just so you know, you've got Gemini here, Leo, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So you have Gemini popping up here twice. You may be dealing with a Gemini. Doesn't have to be. Yeah. With the Two of Swords, though, and the Four of Cups, it's like you have a hard time somebody's having a hard time letting go of this. It's like you're in your head, all in your head about what has not been received, what has not been given. The stagnation, it's like we're in our head, we're stopped, we're landlocked, we're mind locked into this. And it's uncomfortable, it's painful. Show me the Four of Pentacles for Cancer, please. So for the Four of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords with the Seven of Cups here, Cancer. And the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The Five of Swords, this is somebody that plays mind games. It's somebody who is dishonest. They will manipulate situations for their own outcome and their self-gratification. With the Seven of Cups as well. You have somebody who has the potential for many options here. They could have third-party situations, other people, choice between two people, things that they had traveled between, people that they may have kept over here and over there, so the dots didn't match up for their personal life. But it's like you've dealt with somebody like that and they had options, and it's like you're shell-shocked about it. You're still holding on to that. You're still concerned about it and worried about it. Those types of things happen, like they really do. I know that you know that, but those types of things happen and they're very difficult to deal with. I think the trick here, though, is to get out of the mindset of shock with this and recognize somebody for who they are. This energy to me here, too, this might as well be the Knight of Wands. This is very playerish energy. It's somebody who has multiple choices between people, the option for more, and they act upon it. It happens. I think it's important, more so important here for you to not be stuck in your heart and in your mind about it, though. Show me the Lovers for Cancer. So you have the Hierophant and the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is somebody who you felt was very connected to you. It may have felt like you wanted to take it to the ultimate level, and they did not reciprocate that at all. Some of you, this person may have cheated on you and lied and then ghosted you. Some of you, it's like you may have created a storyline in your mind where this person was the ultimate and they could do no wrong, and it's them showing you how wrong they can actually be. The Three of Swords talks about incredible emotional pain, being distraught, frustrated, not being able to move past things. And I also want to talk about this aspect of it too, with the Lovers and the Hierophant, in regard to, you may have been the third party in this. If it were truly a third party situation, you may have been the third party in this, where somebody may have shown you a lot of what you may have wanted and then pulled the rug under you, or ghosted you entirely. And it's like you thought that this was what you wanted, but the person that they are dealing with, it's almost as if it's like a societal connection. Like they're good on paper, they are the partner, they're the husband or wife, like they're something that's already established with them, and you may have been a bit of rumpy bumpy on the side, but they didn't tell you that, and your feelings went very, very high with somebody, and it was a huge crash. Realizing what you have now. I'm going to finish clarifying this, and then I'll clarify the Hierophant with the Lovers again with a different deck. Show me the Eight of Swords for Cancer, please. You have the Hermit popping out, Cancer. Virgo energy. The Hermit with the Eight of Swords. This is very interesting energy because it's both energies of deep thought, contemplation, but the Hermit is a bit more. The Hermit is a very spiritual card. It's accessing information that we really need to experience. It's looking at what has been provided and really delving deep into it to recognize if it's something that we can maintain or if we should walk away from. If you look very deeply into this card, he's walking away from this darkness in the back. He's got his light on his staff, and he's walking away from the darkness. It's time to release yourself from this mental bondage, Cancer, and walk away from the darkness. It feels like you've spent so much time here in this anxiety-ridden place. It's like sifting through blackness. That's what it feels like. It's time to learn from the lessons here. Access your vulnerabilities. Be aware of your value and your self-worth, and really move towards opening the blinds, pulling aside the curtains so we can let the light in again. You've been shut up in a very, it's like blockaded, I feel. Like you've been blocking things, and like now it's time to open up the lights. Show me this sun. So the Queen of Pentacles here for the Sun, with the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Pentacles talks about patience. She's nurturing. She self-nurtures. She is somebody who literally will pick herself up from nothing and create more. It's having the desire and that human necessity of urge to just continue to live. It is bringing more from nothing, making more from nothing. But what it does is it makes you stronger. It absolutely makes you stronger. Letting the light in, though, is vital here. It's allowing us to see where we may need to really address the connections that we have with people, what we hold dear, what we hold important, and maybe rework them, maybe understand them for a different way, in a different way. So, and the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So the Ten of Swords is betrayal. It's frustration. It's learning. It's being stabbed in the back multiple times, or feeling like we have, thinking that we have. It's not easy energy. I'm going to clarify, but it's a finality. The Ten of Swords is a finality. It's talking about letting it go. It's talking about moving towards the next phase, dealing with something that we've had very, very painful for us, but then moving away from it, So let's go ahead and clarify the Lovers with the Hierophant. Show me the Lovers and the Hierophant, please. What is the connection to that? Show me the energy between the Lovers and the Hierophant. Okay. So you had the Ace of Wands here, the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is energy in its basest form. This is travel for sex. It's somebody who may have traveled for sex. Very, very passionate, fiery connection with somebody. Communication about that, movement toward that, having that desire. But at the bottom of the deck, you have Two of Pentacles. So this is essentially energy where we're juggling. It's like they may have already had a partner, a wife or a husband or lover, and they may have been traveling for physical sex or something with you, or the communication between you and this person, unbeknownst to you, may have literally been just about sex. And I know the Ace of Wands is about moving forward. It's about, new possibilities, new ventures in life, going with gusto. But it's also about passionate sex. Like the Ace of Wands, that's the card of dick. Like it's penis related. It's very phallic. Here it's on fire. Like it is explosively on fire. And that may have connected you to somebody very deeply and intimately. And when we give over that energy of the physical with somebody, it just connects us even more. You may have tried to reach out to this person. I'm going to pull one more for the Eight of Wands. You may have tried to reach out to this person. Eight of Wands, please. You have two popping out. So the Eight of Wands, you may have reached out to this person and they may have just shut you down. You have the Seven of Wands here and the Four of Cups. So the Seven of Wands is talking about fighting with people. It's talking about feeling like you are in conflict with somebody, wanting to communicate about it, but that not being reciprocated. You have the Four of Cups here. This is somebody who's not opening up. The Four of Cups doesn't open up. It's like, no, I don't want this connection. I don't want to give it. I don't want to take it. Like, I don't want to hear you. I almost feel, honestly, the energy of this card, because they both popped out together, but I almost feel that the energy of the Eight of Wands is in reverse. It's like somebody's being locked out or shut out here. And the more that happens, the more they realize that they were being used for sex, or it was a sexual exchange that was supposed to remain a sexual exchange, and somebody caught incredible feelings. So let's go ahead and clarify this with a Nocturna deck, and we will be done, Cancer. Show me the energy present for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, Nocturna. Those flew out really quickly. So we have Lavender and Weeping Willow. I'm going to read both of them for you. Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow, sorrow, grief, flexibility. The willow tree was considered a symbol of grief and mourning in 16th and 17th century Europe. Chinese folklore associates them with ghosts due to their shape, and it is considered unlucky to have one in your hand. It is also a flexible tree, able to bend very far without snapping. This teaches us to bend with the universe and what life throws at you rather than fighting. Everything here, Cancer, everything here in regard to the Weeping Willow, sorrow, grief, moving away from things. Grief and mourning. Chinese folklore associates them with ghosts. If somebody ghosted you, like this is kind of reiterating itself in the reading, but if somebody ghosted you, it's time to move past it. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but because it's not. Lavender. Where's lavender? Lavender. Peace of mind, serenity, relaxation. The lavender is the ultimate symbol of serenity, due to the relaxing feelings one gets when smelling the flower's beautiful aroma. Historically, lavender was used to cure all sorts of ailments, ranging from gastrointestinal issues to anxiety, and is still used extensively to this day in aromatherapy. It is a flower that encourages meditation, calmness, and peace of mind. Wow, so those energies are supposed to go together for sure. Lavender. That card came up a couple months ago for somebody else, and I had a comment about it, and they were like, this reading is so much my situation, so much tumultuous craziness, and one of the ways that I counteracted it was by going and getting diffuser, an air diffuser that you put drops of whatever essential oil you want into it with water, and it diffuses it into the air. That is what I suggest, like, or aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is very healing. It can very much help clear your emotions, ease your emotions, especially if you're having anxiety. If you're having a lot of grief and suffering and pain, it may be helpful to look up rock rose. Rock rose, it's a Bach flower remedy or a flower remedy, and it's for grief, it's for frustration, it's easing the heart, and it's for shock. I'm feeling like here somebody's like shell shocked. So please look up rock rose. It's like $20, but it's totally worth it. It's really, really helpful. Pick yourself up some lavender as well. I'm not going to say that these things are going to make it all better, but they can definitely help. So yeah, and with lavender, get some good non-smelly cream, like some Eucerin or something from the drugstore that doesn't have any smell. Add lavender to it, mix the shit out of it, and rub it on your skin. That will also help you relax as well. Okay? All right, Cancer. You have moth at the bottom of the deck, and I'm feeling like I should read this one too. I just saw that. Moth. Moth, moth, moth. Moth? Oh my god. There's so many, and I'm just like, where are you? Moth. Page 6. Distraction. Being led astray. Burnout. Moths are nocturnal insects that follow the light of the moon. However, with the abundance of artificial lighting from human civilization, moths are often led astray. Conversely, in our consumerist society, we are led to believe things like earthly possessions and money will provide emotional fulfillment. However, like a moth drawn to a lamp, this is not the case. You may need to adjust your course and not let distractions get in the way. Examine whether the things you are pursuing will actually bring fulfillment and positivity in your life. Yeah. Evaluate the situation with this person. It's almost like a moth to a flame, like very attractive, very, but what happens when moths hit flame? They incinerate, they die. That's why they have those moth and bug catchers, those luminous ones on porches, like you plug them in and they create a light, and then the moth or whatever goes to it and zap, they're dead. It's being attracted to things that aren't in our best, for our best. So, all right, let's not get led astray, and let's not lead ourselves astray any further, okay? I hope this reading was helpful for you, Cancer. My name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. If you found this helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you choose to donate, please do so. The link is in the description box below. For those of you that have, I really appreciate it. I value that, and thank you for your consideration for sure. And I will be back in a couple weeks for your mid-June reading. All right, take care, Cancer. Bye-bye.